1.
Woo! What it is.
Powered by Riverside.
Yeah.
Powered by Riverside.
No.
See, why are we trying to blow everybody up? Hey, welcome everybody.
Good evening.
Force this dude this in. Welcome to episode number.
Let it go.
That's
Maybe
29.
you need the water.
I probably do. Listen, if my screen go black, you
I can
know.
only count to 10, so I don't know.
Oh, we're 20. We're good. 29. If on the back half, are we talking? Yes. Veinte. I love saying 20 in Spanish.
Ooh, wait a minute. What kind of podcast we turning into?
Well, yeah. What is the other episode? Me and you were doing ASMR. The first 5 minutes of it.
Listen.
And then we almost got DC. Anyway. Hope everybody's doing well. We are episode 29. We're talking about all the things Patrick artists, and we are all up in the WGI season. All the groups are spinning and drumming and playing instruments.
Playing and tooting and
tooting and
tooting and booting
and
tippity taps.
all tap-taparoo.
spinning and cheering. Yeah. So, going with me today is full
Spinning
crew.
with
We
the
got Will,
hearts.
we got
Yes.
we got Zach, and we got Chris. And Zildjian's down here as always, so he'll give his 2 cents, I'm sure, at some point in the podcast. So, fellas, have a good weekend.
So we got ASMR, his purrs.
Yeah.
Man. He just asleep sometimes. Eh?
Listen, man.
Gets up over that mic.
Listen, he'll hop in bed with me and snuggle and be like, oh. And then I'm knocked out because I sleep with a CPAP. So I'll just be.
No,
Then kick him out of bed.
it's been a good weekend. I mean, we're in the heat of WGI. We're in the heat of March Madness.
Heat of battle.
Yeah.
It's-
It'll all be over here very
There's
soon.
all kind of stuff going on. Baseball and softball kicking up.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. What are they doing?
Vanderbilt.
God, are they on the hunt?
We for real need to do like a spin-off sports one day.
We do.
Because we know our listeners have multiple interests like we did. Multiple interests like we did. And they could talk sports, I'm sure. So, I don't know. That might be a special. Maybe if we say, if this video gets like 50 likes, we'll do a sports episode. I don't know.
Just don't get me talking about disc golf.
It literally takes.
I will.
On the front nine?
It takes what?
On the front
Stop. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I'm done. So some interesting things happened this week, and we're going to talk about it. So we are not going to go show by show this time because there were 4 guard regionals and there were 5 percussion regionals and wind regionals. And we'll spend 7 hours just reading off champions. So we're only going to concentrate on the regionals that were showed on Flow Marching. But if you want to see the results of all of the contests and all of the regionals, you can go to WGI.org and you can find all of the scores listed there. So we're not cheating you out of anything, but probably just a little better use of time if we don't hit everything.
True.
But just kind of go from there. So we are going to start with guard, since I have it. Yep. And the regional that was featured this weekend on Flow Marching was the Austin Color Guard region in Austin, Texas. So we're just going to run down the champions real quick, and I'll probably share the scores and any notable groups that we need to think about. In Scholastic Regional A, we had Waller High School win that class with an 80.3. In Scholastic A, we had Pearland High School winning that class with a 64.69, almost 2 points. Yeah, over 2 points. 2.5
84.
Points. Yeah, 84. That's that one I said.
It's 80. It's 80. You said 60.
You said 64.
Oh, sorry, 84.
If you win Scholastic A with a 64 in Texas, something's wrong.
Oh, they need to shut the whole thing down. Shut it down.
Done.
Remind me to tell you
You're going to get reverse trumpets on that. You're going back in time.
Remind me to tell you a story about what
Get the sad
trombone
trombone.
But they knocked out Cypress Woods pretty handily. In Independent A, we got Anisadora. Cool name. From Colorado. That's a drive, man.
Wow. Why?
Yeah. They have regionals.
Why?
But hey, they came.
They wanted that Texas smoke.
They wanted some
it.
Buc-ee's. They wanted Buc-ee's.
Yeah, they must have wanted some different smoke. Cause God, no. Ain't no way I'm traveling that far. That's the whole plane line.
Mm-hmm. Listen.
Spank some color guards, get some beef jerky and smoked brisket.
You better.
Get your beaver nuggets and go home.
You better.
Get your trophy.
Bucky apparel.
So they knocked off some heavy hitters in that particular class with Sam Houston State, UTRGV, and the ATX. So, well worth it because I would not want to drive Auto A to take an L. And they didn't. So good for them. Mm-hmm. It's Scholastic Open. Westlake High School wins that class with an 80.8. Only group in open class to break 80 in finals. And Independent Open.
Big shout out. Listen, I know some groups get. I was going to say, I know some groups get, even though if they get last or whatever, big shout out to Winston Churchill. I do remember that. I meant to have said that earlier, y'all. But I did see Winston Churchill's show. That show is really good. It's interesting. That's one of the shows worth watching, even though it's, they may have got last at this competition. That's still a good show. Keep that stuff in mind as well when you start seeing things. Not everything has to be a winning thing to be interesting.
No, some of my favorite shows don't win. Like we talked about when we were doing our color guard preview, we talked about Light Brigade out of Philadelphia and how entertaining they are. And I mean, they came in last at the show that they were in, but I guarantee you those color guard kids went home and was talking about them just as much as they were talking about the winner too. So now, if you like the show, don't worry about the placement, man. Everybody, it's an educational thing first and foremost, and those kids are getting a high quality education. So.
And that's a good show.
Yeah. So in Independent Open class, we had Origins Open. Take that one. Well, a good margin, 3 points, 81.6. They beat Anisadora, the group out of Colorado, their main group. In Scholastic World, the Woodlands High School. Huge win. I think if you could get promoted for World, they might order. They won the class by 10 points. Nice strong finish. 86 in world class at this point. You're sitting pretty nice in some stuff. And they beat some kids, some groups, Mo and Gene Johnson and Flower Mound. So some well-known name groups. And they took care of business. So congratulations to the Woodlands. And then the Independent Open, Origins takes that with an 84.5. Nice 3-point victory over Invictus and Third Coast Independent. And I watched that Origin show, and they had this, in the middle of the show, they had this extended phrase where the guard, the Silks were circling around consistently. And I think you had people coming in and out of the circle. And while that was happening, in the four corners, we're talking about, what's it called, split focus.
Split focus.
And I think I know why guard can get away with it. We'll talk about that here in a second. But they had, and then in each corner, I think they had like 3 dancers in each corner doing body work, just dancing. And then in the center, you had weapon work with all of these high tosses and exchange, and that phrase went on for a good chunk of time, and it was just kind of captivating to watch. I was like,
it is.
Right,
that show was cool. Good. I remember watching that as well.
So shout out to them. I'm looking forward to see how that continues to evolve over the season. So should we talk about the rankings from last week? Because they don't have this week's up yet, but we can look at last week's and see where everybody stands, and if we notice some names, especially Texas schools. So I got anything while I get that set up?
Well, I was just looking at the rankings, and Woodlands, according to that, they have the highest score, but obviously other groups also went out. So, but like as of last week, their score this week is higher than everybody else's last week's scores. So that could put them in the conversation for the medal at Worlds.
All right. So we're going to quickly run through this. This is from last week. So these week's scores aren't included yet. This is technically week 4. And for those that don't know how they do it, they take your latest score, and then depending on week you're in, if you're in the same week as you were in the season, they don't add any. They add that many points towards the end of the season towards your score. So we're looking at Scholastic A. You got Edie White. The latest score from last week was 82.54. There are 6. Hold on. Let me do the math right. There are 4 weeks until the seeding stops. They get a point and a half per week. So that gives them 6 points. So their seeding score from last week is 88.54. So that's how they do it. So, like, if they didn't go out this week, their score would actually would their score go down? No, their score would only go down if they scored the same in this week. So that's how that works. So you got Edie White sitting up top right now, Grassfield High School, and Dobbins Bennett running out your top 3. But we got plenty of Texas schools that went out and scored some big numbers. So that will change. So just know that these are based off of last week. And Scholastic Open, top 3. Cleveland High School out of North Carolina, El Dorado High School, and Somerset Academy. Right out your top 3 going into this week. And Scholastic World, Tarpon Springs, which, good God Almighty, if you ain't seen that, yeah, that's some hot fire. Avon and Carmel, so, but look at this.
I'm here for it.
Heimisburg, Woodlands, Arcadia, Seneca, bangers out the bangers. Just up there at the bottom. Like, you gotta love the competition that's up there. I always say iron sharpens iron. So, in the independent A class,
you see it.
Yeah, that number is still holding strong right now for Magnolia Project. And then you got Tappan Independent and Purdue University. I can't remember when Magnolia's next regional is, if they have any more. I'll have to look at the schedule. You got Nor and Collage going on too. So lots of cool things happening there. And
some tight windows right there.
Yeah, it's going to get tight.
Like from Purdue down to Collage, I think was all within a point or something.
Mm-hmm. And A class is like
crazy.
that. Either in independent or Scholastic. A class, you'll get it. They're kind of like tiers. Like you'll see clumps of scores where on a different day they could, and for guards, since there's so many, the seeding score means a whole lot because it'll dictate what round they're in and all that good stuff. So in independent open, you got Etude Open and then Origins Open. Of course, Origins put up an 84 today. So their seed score will probably sit around 89. So their seed score went up quite a bit. And then Edge Independent running out the top 3, which probably is Missouri State right behind them. And in Independent World, Blessed Sacrament, Paramount, Pride Cincinnati, Onyx, and Oregon's Vintage. Stop me when I get to a bad group. A2.
Man. Listen.
I'm not going to get to one.
If you don't have flow, get it, man. This Guard World Championship is going to be so fire, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think y'all these shows, and I know I've been boosting up Amp show like I don't know what. I just love stuff like that. That's just me, but
I think it's the week that I'm on spring break, so I'm just gonna
the amount of content you get from WGI and DCI, like man, like it's worth the subscription, man, for real.
Yeah, like I said, if you watch a couple of regionals or you watch all the World Championships, it's paid for. Yeah. All right. Let's do wins next. And what I'm going to do for wins is I'm just going to pull up the drum ranks wins breakdown because it's done. So they have it up. So we're going to check that out.
Nice.
Have you guys got to see much wins? Have you guys got to see much wins?
No. I'm not.
Not too many.
I've only seen some local groups.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of it's local. I think there were a few when that Cali regional was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of.
Are they trying to separate those
what makes
regionals
Western-
now, or
I think they want to eventually have more just flat out wins regionals, because if things continue to grow and the percussion, circuits start to boom again, then we're going to run out of room for wins, because a lot of these percussion regionals are one-day regionals. So because of that, if they're trying to cram in everybody in, you're going to have issues. So,
could be an interesting topic to discuss later on, maybe when we wrap up the year, about how wins, like the involvement of that and where we see it going next, because it'd be interesting to kind of discuss that.
I've kind of had the conversation with somebody about why things look the way that they do. It's kind of the way that I think about it. It's a little weird, but it is what it is. So looking at Scholastic A World, is that showing up on screen? Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now you got Elk River High for 75. Bob Jones was 74.7. And then Brandon High School for 69.4. So I don't think, has any of these guys hit a regional yet? No. None of these guys have hit a regional yet. So some of these scores will look a little bit different, but right around the same thing. In Scholastic Open Wins, you have Dartmouth sitting up top with a regional score of 83.5, Miamiburg second, and Westfield in third. Mount Juliet and Davis County sitting down there.
Nice.
And Scholastic World Wins, you got Avon sitting up top, 83.35, Cleveland with an 82.15, and Grassfield Central with a 75.8. So Avon might have a little competition.
Wait, what does the star mean?
They've been to a
Star
regional.
means
They've
that's
been
a
a
regional
regional.
score.
Okay.
That's a regional score.
Okay.
So their latest score is a regional score. That's what that means. So you can closely more compare those numbers than you can to random local numbers. So it's still not a true comparison unless they're the same show. Independent A wins. We got Vortex sitting with a 53 and Imperium with a 58.7. There's more. I think there's more A-class groups than that, though. Independent Open, you got Valhalla with a 76.95. Promenium with 74.05. And then Chaotic with a 68.45.
I say these are just the ones that are going to
Independent
Worlds, though, right? Is that how they do it?
These are only the ones that are going to World. Yep.
Yeah.
If
Okay,
not,
that's what I thought. Okay.
Lord, that'd be yeah. And then the Independent World wins, you got Strike with an 82.1, Horizon with a 77.9, and then Legacy with a 70, UTRGV 64.4, and then Elevate with a 62.3. So these numbers will start to pop up a little bit as we go further on the season. They have 3 judges, and what people like right now is really like not set in stone. I mean, if you play well, you'll do well, but there's some stuff that goes on with it. So, all right. So, let's talk about Perk now. So, they showed 2 regionals and flow. One of them was the Richmond, Virginia regional. And Scholastic Marching A, we had Chantilly High School with that, and Scholastic Marching A, and Scholastic Concert A. There were 2 groups, but one got bumped during the day. So Clayton wins the Concert A division. And then in Scholastic Open, Grassfield, who was in A class during prelims and got bumped to Open, actually wins and takes the win over Potahan and Concert Open class. Now, we will say Potahan did have a large penalty that kind of gave Grassfield the victory. But without the penalty, Grassfield was still only less than a point behind them. So congratulations to Grassfield for being bumped. We talked about it. We knew somebody was going to happen. It just so happened we hit them. I saw it. I was like, yeah, the kids got hands. The kids got some hands. So they probably need to go. And they went, and they did well. So good for them. Congratulations, Grassfield. In Scholastic Concert World, you had Tunstall High School win that class. And Scholastic Marching Open, Clover High School takes the win. Nice margin, 2.3 points over Thomas Jefferson. And the Independent Marching A, Old Line Independent takes the win in that category, breaking 80. So congratulations to them. Scholastic Marching World, South County High School takes the win in that class. And then George Mason University takes the Independent Marching World regional championship with 83.15. So congrats to all of those, especially Grassfield on their championship, on their promotion. Moving on to the Indy Regional. Now, if you watched this regional and you saw scores, you would have been a little confused. We're going to talk about it. So, I got to pull up the final scores because I have the prelim scores for what we're talking about. In Scholastic Marching A, Noblesville High School takes the Indy Regional in Scholastic A.
Froze for a minute. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on. Noblesville High School takes the...
Yeah, you freezing on and off.
Really? I don't know what's going on. My internet should be fine. I'm going to keep rolling. Followed by Southport and then Goshen. Now, if you notice, there's only 3 groups in Marching A, but the contest started with 9. what happened?
Yeah.
We'll tell you here in a second. In Independent Marching A, Crystal Lake Thunder takes the Independent Marching A championship at Indy. In Scholastic Concert A, Penn, we need to get up A class, Trafford wins the class with an 85.3. And big shout out. Yeah. And big shout out to Franklin Central Junior High for finishing second at a regional. And I said junior high, and middle schoolers.
Middle school.
Big shout out to
good.
them. Yeah, almost popping 80, man. And they did break 80 in prelims.
Clean little show.
Yeah. So, congratulations to them. Obviously, the people at Franklin Central are doing something right over there because at all of the groups, they're doing fine. And then in Scholastic Concert World, I don't know if they took some spinach between prelims and finals, but Fisher's almost a 5-point jump wins Scholastic Concert World with an 88.3. Huge number.
Someone said
I didn't
something.
get to catch it.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
I didn't get to catch it, but I know y'all did.
Okay, so I'm sitting watching that. Correct me if I'm wrong, William, if I'm getting my groups mixed up. Were they the ones that were splitting right off the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Dude, this group.
Like,
I mean, big shout out to Perk Talk because we did a video on them from the last year's show. But God dog, Fishers, like,
dude, I watched that
like,
Perk Talk and I watched it again because of how good it was. I was just like, oh my gosh,
it makes you do that. It makes me do that because I was sitting there watching Fishers yesterday and today. I actually put them on my Snapchat, but I watched them again today. And I caught some, I don't know what permutation it was with the four mouths with the marimbas. They did something, but it was so fast. I said,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a video to see if what I saw was correct because I don't know what permutation it was, but I was like, okay, I ain't seeing independent world groups do this. What is happening, Fishers? And then you end the show with a split from the auxiliary, and I'm sitting here like, okay, turn it off.
Yep.
Turn it off, folks. I was like, where? I said, this, like the whole group turns to the auxiliary and they're like splitting singles. And I said, okay. I don't know who made y'all mad. Whatever y'all drinking, stop it.
Or give me some. Fair. Send some down to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah, you need to share it.
They're trying to get promoted at a Concert World.
You were sitting on a gold mine.
Lord.
Give us a taste.
Yeah.
A small
You used
flask.
to say that about California, but apparently there's some of it in Indiana too. So
Y'all got to be.
So
Well
big shout
done,
out.
Fishers, man.
So big shout out to Fishers. Big number and excellent performance. Like I said, I didn't get to see all of it. I caught a tail end of it. But for what I saw, it's like, yeah, that sounded about right. So then we go down the Scholastic Marching Open, where initially there were 8 groups that started Marching Open. Okay. When they ended, there were 12. That's right. They promoted 4 8-class groups into open class finals overnight. 4. So, first of all, big shout out to these 4. Kickapoo High School, Hamilton Southeastern High School, Northview High School, and Franklin Community High School for getting promoted into open class.
But listen, that Hamilton show though, yeah,
and they all
their little cheering is drumming.
They all held their own too. They all held their own. So shout out to Victor J. Andrew for winning Marching Open. They weren't even fazed by all the promotions. Them in Brownsburg said we got our own battle going on. Y'all can battle for third.
I'll say that is tight.
But so you had those 2. But then if you look, you had Kettering Fairmont, strong group typically, and then newly promoted Hamilton Southeastern finished 4th, only 4/10 of a point behind Kettering Fairmont. And then Kickapoo was right behind them. And
I think that goes back to what we were talking about. That goes back to what we were talking about like a couple weeks ago. Like, so what's good about that promotion system sometimes, man, like it forces that hand on some groups and you see them flourish. And there's a perfect example of that, coming into a class and placing, in the top half.
Yeah, because we talked about that a couple episodes back, and me and you've talked about it on occasion. If groups want to have that good feeling of being promoted, to elevate it and expand their group and whatnot. But it's one of those, like, if you get promoted or if you're going to promote me, make sure I can still compete. Because nobody wants to get promoted and get slammed all season. And Hamilton, Kickapoo, all of them just literally show that, we can still compete in this class. And that's good for them. So hopefully they're all going to Dayton, finals and everything. And, they can give a lot of these groups who are already in it and who now have to see them a run for their money because, good clean competition is fun, man. This is a good year, man. Again, a good year.
And those groups, being starting in a class and stuff like that, you don't get anything just by, beating the dog mess out of everybody. That's kind of one of my things. Is like sometimes I like to go somewhere and get beat, just to remind kids, like, hey, we ain't there yet.
Everything is about growth.
And those groups have been perennially strong groups in the past. So, like, for me, it was a matter of time. Just like Victor J. I remember when Victor J was A-class, and we looked at them and said for years, I need to go. I need to go. And then finally, one day, somebody's like, yeah, I really do need to go. And they went, and they've been fine.
Yeah.
They've been fine.
Now look at them. Yeah, look at them.
Yep, and for long, if they keep this kind of dominance up, somebody may be, thinking world storm at some point. Completely different beast, but it could happen. So, Independent Marching Open, Cap City 2 wins that. It was a pretty tight battle between them and Freedom out of St. Louis. So, congratulations to Cap City 2, Independent Marching Open regional champs. Scholastic Marching World, Avon. Cool show. I like it.
I like that show.
Yes.
I dug it as soon as I heard the title.
It about made my wife throw up, though. She was watching. She was watching the show with me.
It's so great.
And she was like, that floor. She's like, I can't. She's like, it's too much for me.
It's hard.
It's good.
It's hard sometimes. When the floor is busy,
And the uniforms kind of
A
busy
lot of
too.
groups have had their fair share, and it
Some
can't
groups
get
pull
the
it
clashing,
off.
but yeah, they can. That was
Oh,
going
they
to be my
did
next
for
statement.
sure.
So, and then Center Grove also had a nice show too, big number with them. So
Oh yeah,
shout out to them. And Franklin Central. Trying to talk too fast. Franklin Central. I like their show. Now it felt like ADD on crack, with how it bounced around.
Man,
I'm telling you,
I couldn't understand
I'm telling you,
anything going on.
I might have to get another read on it.
it's
Just see if I
fun.
can-
It's a
It
high
is
show.
fun,
It's fun.
and I think
If they-
I get where they're going with the concept. I just
Yeah.
need to understand all of the things with the concept. Which that might be why they're scoring where they're scoring. Not that they're scoring bad, but
It is, and it really could be. Some of it probably is, maybe playing in general, and for the simple fact that hype shows are, man, when you do a hype show, a lot of playing can go out the window because it's so hype. You want to make you're out there, you're trying to make people laugh. You got all these gimmicks, a lot of stuff's happening. You flooded the show.
it was our
the
home
concept
show.
with so much stuff, and
yeah.
and sometimes that can play a part too. But they're doing some pretty cool stuff with light, that I haven't seen yet. And I know me and Zach talked about this earlier, and I told Zach, I said, all they need is that one show at the right time for everything to work, all them lights to work properly.
Yep.
Woo.
Yeah, we
It
talked
could make
about
somebody
how,
upset.
with it being a hype show, it's very easy to overhype sometimes, and it can cause a tear,
Yeah.
and stuff can go crazy if you try to do too much, or even if it's just one or two people are doing too much, they can really mess you up.
Yeah.
as well
You're
as
not
ops,
careful.
what you're seeing a lot, performance stops at the wrist. And sometimes kids
That's
forget
my
that.
boy.
Listen, I use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I say that to every group that I speak.
It's like, good, you have energy. You still got to play well. Still got to play well. So yeah, so shout out to Avon and Center Grove, great programs. Looking forward to seeing them. And then Franklin Central clean that stuff up. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It will be memorable. That will be a memorable show.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
sure. And then in the independent marching world, Rhythm X takes the regional championship for 88.45. Big number. But there were some bigger ones today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And we'll see when we go over the rankings. Connexus, I like it. I like it. Second place, nice showing.
Coming out of nowhere, man.
Cap City was third. Redline, I really like the aesthetic of what they're setting up.
I am with
When
you.
I heard the show title, I was like, too close. Okay, full disclosure, I was in the bathroom. But I heard the title, Too Close to the Sun. So I'm thinking this bright orange floor. And the first thing that I thought of is you got to play Burn from Hamilton. You got to. And then I got to listening, and I was like, this ain't what I'm expecting at all. But I literally dig the soundscape that they're creating. And then I came in and was watching it, and like the floor, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I was like, I want this to succeed. Felt a little dirty.
Yeah, that beginning.
On some
That
spots.
beginning of the whole like 30 seconds to a minute was like so cool. Like I was just sitting there and like it was like such a contrast from what you saw the rest of world. Like it was like completely different, and I think that's what drew me in too. But just the front, just the sounds that you had coming out of there was really cool.
Yeah, for me, personally, I thought Redline's run on Saturday was better. And I always told myself, I was like, Redline stay climbing on stuff. I was like, if y'all don't get but the show is good, man. It's like y'all said, man. I was thoroughly invested when I was watching it. I was like, yeah. I said, good job, Redline. I was like, y'all need to keep pushing on this. Don't stop. You got something. You got something in your hands.
Yeah. it's really cool. Like I will. That's a show that I'll look back at again and be like, all right, how did they create these sounds and this type of soundscape and stuff like that. Now let's get back to Rhythm X for a second because that show is visually appealing. Like they play well,
yes,
but they do so. They have a set of dancers that makes you want to watch it. And it's they do some tutting in there.
What's the blob supposed to be? Because someone help me out with that. Like, what's the general idea? I know like the title of the show, but like, what are they trying to like do with that? Like the whole idea.
I think it's kind of like what Will said. It represents the unspoken.
It's the unspoken.
So just I love it. I think it's cool. Like, I was trying to figure out like what are they trying to do? Like a paint kind of thing, or like the floor is like moving kind of stuff.
Well,
like,
it matches with the floor, so
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It blends in, so you don't know it's there. Just similar to the dancers, they're out of sight, out of mind, kind of, and they're
that's the vibe I was getting with
influencing what's going on.
See, to me, and this might be one of the advantages of not being able to see very well, but like to me, it almost feels like it's something going underneath the floor, like sometimes trying to get out. So it looks like a part of the floor. It almost gives this 3D effect of like here's this blob or bubble thing that's just traveling along the floor, and sometimes it takes stuff in with it, and sometimes it don't. Like when they drew the baseline underneath it, and they kept playing. I was just
that was cool.
Okay, all right. But like I said, the dancers do a fantastic job of leading your eye.
Because that silk is hard to control, bro, and it's like they did that in their sleep.
It's like they're
not missing a beat.
Copy and paste however many of them there are out there, and
it's like I want to put two different shows side by side to see how accurate they are because it looked like y'all literally made the material wave the exact same way you did Saturday Today. So it's like it's like crazy how accurate they are with that silk because it's one of those things, man. One wrong tug, one wrong push somewhere, it could be over.
Yeah,
so everybody under that thing has to kind of be precise.
And that's one of those, we talk about.
You disappeared.
Can you hear me, though?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
right.
I can see him.
Disappeared on mine. You can still see him. Okay, that's fine.
So y'all do that on mine too. Sometimes I just don't see them. Well, half the time I'm not even looking at our screen.
Okay, you just like disappeared out of nowhere.
3,000 tabs open, pulling all that RAM.
I got a bunch. 9 right now. That way I can just get to stuff and not have to wait.
It's all good.
He's got Finale open 5 times.
I do not have Finale open because my Finale's broke right now. Oh, crap. I'd see clicking stuff and make fun of me, and I'd close out the drum ring. Anyway. But yeah, that show's really, really cool. Really cool.
Very interesting. Captivating, a whole lot of stuff.
I think my internet might just be running slow a little bit because sites are taking a minute to open.
Oh, it's back.
Well,
well, I mean, we did have winds over like 80 miles an hour like 3 days ago. So, I mean, that could
be. Yeah, it's been weird because like I didn't catch. There was a group that I Center Grove. I didn't get to watch Center Grove because my internet did something weird in the middle of it. So I was like, well, crap. So you guys were like, oh, I really like that. Or it was either them or Cap City. I was like, oh, I didn't
probably Cap City. I think we're all thinking that.
Yeah.
I think everybody tried to start watching on Sunday because Flo started to jump around a little bit.
Yeah. But it's all good. All right.
Did you hear their big announcement, by the way, while we're waiting here for a second? Like, they're doing the live replays on the next day, just like DCI this year. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
good on them for doing that.
One day's not going to hurt them. the next day. Because I had a parent last year that was just like, I didn't get to see it. I was like, they should show it tomorrow. And it's like, there's no sound. I was like, oh, that sucks. So there it is. All right. We got Scholastic A up right now. And these scores are up to date. So these are this past weekend. Gwinnett County, big move, up to first with an 85-1 this past weekend. I think they won their regional. Man. Well, obviously they won the regional if they're ranked number 1 right now. New Milford sitting second, and Plainfield sitting third. So some familiar faces sitting up top. Did any of y'all catch Gwinnett?
I did not get a chance to, no. So 50-something groups in this thing. God.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, in Scholastic Open, you have Clearbrook. Go ahead, Will.
Let's go. Let's go.
Sitting up top with a regional score of 88. That's a big number. Old Bridge is right behind them, though, with an 87. Dormer sitting third. Victor J. fourth. And then Brownsburg fifth. So, some familiar faces. Like I said, I know the South regionals are coming up. One's in Mississippi, and then we got one in Atlanta over the next 2 weeks. So, a lot of these South groups that haven't went out in a while, they've been getting ready for that. So some of this is going to change a little bit. But shout out to Clearbrook and Oak Bridge. I like Oak Bridge. Scholastic World. Chino Hills with a 92.55 yesterday.
Whatever.
We need a universe class now.
Like literally, bro. Like literally. The stuff Chino be doing, bro. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all might as well be independent.
I mean,
God, dog.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. They would make finals.
I need to test these birth certificates. Cause
I'll say that now. I might sound like an idiot. Hot take. Chino Hills will make world-class independent finals.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
They would make finals. And
piss off everybody off in the class.
Yep.
Like, y'all realize y'all got beat by a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds, right? Right.
It would be hilarious.
Dude, they're drumming when they're like 4. So I mean, what do you expect? Like,
bro, this is what WGI needs to do. They kind of need to do like DCI when DCI let the open groups come. Let the Scholastic World groups.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh, like that
Mix
would be
up.
hilarious to me.
I'm down for that.
So instead,
That's cool.
Do prelims Wednesday for everybody.
That would be funny.
Semifinals and finals for everybody on Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, mix them up. That could be interesting. Because here's the thing.
See?
It's not like...
right now. Will.
See?
It's
WGI,
not-
I know you're listening.
Get it going.
Yeah. It's not like, people will kind of attend this to college. Or, sorry, not college football. Well, yeah, college football and NFL. Because, people say, well, Alabama could beat the worst team in the NFL. No, they could not, because everybody in the NFL is over the age of 21. College kids are 18 to 20. Well, sometimes they get a little bit older with all this NIL and transfer mess going on. But, the NFL teams have so much pride. If you put Alabama out there against the Houston Texans, or who was it the worst this year, New York Giants, it's one of those two. Really doesn't matter. The score would be 7,042,000 to 2. And the 2 was because they just decided somebody wasn't paying attention and just went over the line. Like, it'd be something stupid.
Well, also like NFL, you're getting the best of the best, right? You get the cream of the crop from the college to the NFL. But in indoor, like, a lot of those kids just transfer over to it's more regional. So you're going to get some more talent in different areas. I think, dude, it needs to happen. It needs to. Oh my god,
it never will.
Cool.
But
I
it would
think
be
it would
fun
be
to see.
hilarious.
It would be fun to see.
No, it wouldn't. But
some egos would be hurt.
yeah,
That's my platform now. I'm gonna start getting petitions. And all that going.
some egos would be hurt. But
Ooh, boy. I'll be here for it. I won't
think
see
it's
all
bad,
the tears.
because you think it's bad when a feeder group beats the main group. You talking about a high school group beating your group? Nah. Somebody getting fired.
Sit up here and make WGI reevaluate everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, do we really need Scholastic in the beta classes? Yeah, do we need to? So, but we digress. So, Chino Hill's on top of everybody. Ayala, really good to see them back up towards the top.
Let's go.
I'm happy
Let's go,
to see
Ayala.
that.
Come on, man.
Dartmouth's up there. Looking forward to seeing that show. Avon, we talked about this earlier. We really, really like their show.
Yeah.
Can see what other tricks they got up their sleeves. Fair, hadn't seen them yet. Homestead, Center Grove made a big push. Talk about Burleson Centennial in the past. So, yeah, a lot of these groups. I'm pretty sure Pedal's going to go to the Mississippi Regional since they're in Mississippi. So we're going to get some of this moving and shaking a little bit. So that's Scholastic World.
Hey, this is. Did you know Fair was open?
Did they get bumped?
It's what this says. This says Fair reclassified to World.
Yeah. So.
Well,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
and
here it is right there.
Fifth in a ranking.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a little symbol. Yep.
Listen, I told y'all this is a year. This is a good one.
So people are going after it, and it's good.
I was like, what is this symbol on their name?
Yeah. So if you see an up symbol, like we're going to see here in a second, that means like Grassfield, they were A class, got promoted to open, and sitting up top right now. So, A class, Penn Trafford, who needs to get up to class, is still up top. Warren County still second, even though they didn't go out this weekend. And then you got East Central and Lewis Cass, who's at the end of the regional. Newman.
Where were they?
They'll be at the. Who? What? This delay is killing me, sir.
Yeah, I was about to say, this delay is getting worse.
No.
That's like my kids when I do wait time in class. Ask a question.
I see. So that's why I'm just talking, and then if I hear something, I'll just stop. Anyway, you got East Central sitting third, Lewis Cass fourth. Newman will go out. They're going to the Atlanta Regional, so Warren County and Newman will go head to head. So that's an intriguing matchup to see Kent McKinney and then West Clermont in seventh. Ataka still hasn't gone out yet. So there's 8 groups. I don't know when they're going out, but we'll see them later. Talked about Concert Open a little bit. Grassfield sitting up top.
What are waiting for?
I don't know. They did this last year too. Grassfield's coming out, and then sitting on top right now. Cleveland, solid group. They're pretty good. DeSoto Central, and then Power Time, but we know they had that penalty, so they're actually in this mix too. So open class is going to be really competitive. Mm-hmm. Really competitive. And then all of the groups in Concert World have gone out. And Fisher said, "It's mine. I want it." Sitting up 5 points ahead right now, Yala. Catawba Ridge is third, Tunstall fourth, and then Cornish Holdings, but they haven't gone out in a while. So I expect an 80 out of them when they come back out. They're a pretty solid group. All right. Moving on to Independent A. You got Modulation Z sitting up top, followed by Mount Juliet and UTRGV.
That's such a cool name. I'm sorry. That's a cool name.
Modulation Z?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I dig it.
I can get behind it. Trying to see if there's any other cool names. Quad City's, I guess, kind of clever. That's about it. So,
I think of Rack City when I hear Quad City, so I can't.
Rack City. Okay, sorry. Um,
See?
all right. If Independent Open, you got Civitas, followed by Vision and America, and then United Percussion 2 sitting fourth, and then Bakersfield sitting fifth. So you got this is close. This is I don't know what's gonna happen in Open.
It's really
Packed
close.
tight, man.
It's really close. I just got through looking at that. I say, God,
Which
no.
it should be. Which it should be because if you
If
think
anybody
about
blink, it's a
boy, you boy.
better
Right.
not blink.
So, well, I don't know if you've seen this because I told you about one score, but there was one score that hadn't been posted.
Yeah. Uh-oh. God, no.
Lord mighty. Jeez.
Oh God.
What are we doing? What are we doing right
God,
now?
no. Let's
This is what
go, bro.
This is what I was talking about
I'm
earlier.
sorry. Let's go, RCC, bro. Come on. Look at listen.
Jeez.
Listen, okay. I know a lot of groups ain't been out. And
It's a good,
what?
it's a good chunk. 30. I think that's all of them.
Okay, I
Jeez.
need East to fundraise me a ticket to come down, y'all.
Probably got
So,
to.
cause I'm broke and I've already been down twice.
You better get your bicycle and start pedaling now. You can get over there.
Yeah, I can get there next year.
I mean, don't get it twisted. If I can find a way, I mean,
Cause God,
They just need to have a
what?
Percussion California independent class.
Ultra
You said
class.
And,
Percussion
and-
independent
S-tier.
California.
S-tier
But-
class.
but
no,
it's
it's not even
even
independent. This Percussion California, because Chino Hills will be fine in there with them too.
Right.
worse. Yeah,
Percussion California class.
yeah.
Sheesh.
But y'all can come to Dayton if you want, but
Boy, these judges finna be mad, bro. Cause look at all these 80s.
Hmm.
not even 80 high.
They gonna have
like
a field day
everyone
trying to
is-
figure out. They gonna have
Yeah.
field day trying to figure out who gonna go to finals, bro. Somebody gonna be mad.
I'm not trying to judge nothing. I just want
Listen,
everybody to have a good time.
Listen,
Everybody have a
99.
good show. Everybody have fun.
And Infinity 2, I told y'all they was gonna shake it up.
Got bumped.
Infinity 2 got in there and said, "What up, though?"
Now this will change obviously when they go head to head again, but still funny
It's
to
fun
see.
now.
It's funny to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun now.
Jeez.
And I'm gonna lie. All right, Blue Knights 80 this weekend. Okay,
Yeah.
that will not get you in the finals.
No.
Monarch, I like that show.
God.
No,
No
90
comment.
this year to get in
What?
the finals.
Nah, this will calm down. It's got to.
It better.
It has
I mean,
to.
It better.
It has
This is
to.
insane.
It has to. Like this is why a lot of people are like, man, California and these inflated numbers, man. Especially in drum corps stuff, they get over here, and then it's like, what happened? Because is the show even done? I mean, because 93.
Blue Knights
I would.
drum
I
up
would've seen that
to
as
score
done.
higher than their core did
Shut
this
up.
summer at
Shut up.
semifinals.
Zach.
Can't stand me.
And that was
man.
Boy.
Y'all know I'm a Blue Knights fan, but come on now.
Oh, jeez.
Lord.
Side note, that show release.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how
Music
that
City.
goes.
Music City dropped their show too.
We did. So you can catch those on Instagram. We got those on all social media. But yeah, some pretty cool stuff happening. But yeah, Jesus. Like, where do you go from? Like, who's trying to judge this?
What?
Who's trying to?
Not
who's
us
trying to
in the
read
Little
that?
Red
So when's
Yeah.
the first
Figure it out.
time? When's the first time all these are going to come together? Is it going to be prelims? Is that when the first time we're going to see all of them together?
No. They'll all show up to. There's a big California regional. It's the last regional of the season.
Okay.
They'll all be there.
Okay.
They should all be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll double check real quick. But
And then they got to deal with the circuit.
yeah, and then they got the circuit championships, which I thought
Yeah.
somebody's circuit is after championships. I thought.
I know. I'm pretty sure New York's is up in New York. I know theirs are. I want to say Cali is kind of like y'all, kind of like SCGC.
Right before spring break.
Yeah, I want to say.
And I know some groups still go after everything is still
Yeah,
done.
they go after World.
Let me see. Yeah, so that last regional, March 25th at Long Beach, it's Gold, RCC, Red Wave, Flux, Pulse, Vessel, Dark Sky, POW, Broken City, and Thesis.
Thesis.
I don't know nothing about them. So yeah, they all get to go against each other. Now, RCC has a better. Well, I want to say they have a better draw because Broken City goes out to POW. Post goes on to Flex. RCC goes out to Gold, and then the Scholastic World is good. You got Etowanda, Risk Ranch, Ayala, Chino Hills, Arcadia,
Arcadia.
and Homestead.
Dude, why
Myself.
what is going on down there, man?
Like Cali just, like just cut yourself from the rest of the state.
Give them
float out into the.
They're going to break away from the United States and just
float out. Go make your own island and it's
duke it out there.
They got like 12 NFL teams, 6 NBA teams.
I don't think it's.
You can have your own civilization.
They're also the 5th biggest economy in the world. They're by themselves. So
I swear.
just talk about that. Like,
I swear.
This man
Don't make no sense.
12 NFL teams.
Feels like
they have
it.
their own conference in the NFL.
They're the CFC,
Yeah.
California Football
I mean, hell,
Conference.
they already passing players around in the NBA mad at each other. Don't nobody want Westbrook. And I was like, you take Westbrook. No, you take Westbrook. It's like, both of y'all struggling.
Oh, man. Sheesh. That's a whole nother episode.
I wasn't ready for that.
So, speaking of upcoming regionals, just really quickly talk about ones to watch. In the color guard world, we have this is the 11th and 12th. So we got the one that's going to be on flow marching is Union City, California. So we're sure going to see some good groups out there. Bakersfield, California is also doing a regional as well. And then there's some on the East Coast, Bellevue, Nebraska, Arizona, and then Richmond, Virginia. In the percussion world, this weekend we got regional being shown as the Hattiesburg, Mississippi regional. So I think the Steaks going back out at that show. We got Knoxville, Tennessee, Denver, Colorado, Utah.
Yeah, they'll be there.
So that's going to be a good one. And then I think
You guys used to do that one, right?
Yeah, we used to do that.
I said you guys used to do that one. Yeah, let's say
Because it was a 2-day, so we got we were guaranteed almost 2 runs. And I like to take the kids somewhere different. So we went, but it's a little closer to go to Atlanta. Just a little. And then the Winds, the feature regional is the Hattiesburg regional being shown on flow marching. They also have regional in Colorado and Arizona. So a lots of old stuff happening. So go catch you a show.
For real.
If you've been to a show, tell us in the comments below. It's okay to talk to us. We'll talk back. We might even take your suggestions because we have done that several times.
Already.
Yeah. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTubes. You can also listen to our podcast on Anchor.fm and Spotify. Lots of places where you can find us. If you like what we're doing, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's all free, 90 free.
It helps us
I got
a
any-
lot.
Yeah. That helps my ego.
It makes me
me
feel good when I
about
see a new
myself.
subscription pop up on our screen or a new view
Yeah,
or a
man.
new like on a video.
people-
It gives me life and
Listen, my kids at
purpose.
school know how many subscriptions we have, and I don't.
See?
Like one of my kids, she's like, Mr. Watts, congratulations on 100 subscribers on YouTube. Go off, sis. I'm like, what? First of all,
Like, there's lots of things wrong with this right
Time
now.
out.
right as I say, like, hold on.
she's
Time out.
like, first of all, thank you. I'm sure you're one of them. 2, go off, sis.
Listen, I don't want to sound like a old crotchety millennial dude, but some of this lingo that's going on nowadays, I can't. The Riz, I can't do Riz. I'm done with Riz already.
I ain't heard that one yet.
I mean, that's
Oh,
the
they got Riz, man.
To me.
Charisma. They got Riz. They got the Riz.
Oh, that's just because
what
they
they say
can't say
now.
charisma.
That's just,
That's all.
can't spell
That's
charisma.
not like
I can spell Riz.
No.
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 Oh,
And they
jeez.
probably spell that 4 different ways, too.
Right?
Oh,
Too much. Yeah. All right. Well, since I'm delayed, does anybody else want to take us out?
Ooh, I'll do it.
Thank you all for
I got it.
listening. Oh, okay, you got it. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Age before beauty.
Oh.
It's true.
Oh.
That's true.
Go off, sis.
29, right? To 29. Go off, sis. Slay. Here we go. This has been episode 29 of your favorite marching arts podcast on the back hash.
That's right.
For Cedric, Will, Zach, and myself, Chris, we hope you have an awesome week, and we will see you next week for the ripe old age of 30. We have gotten there.
The
We are
dirty
there.
30.
You're there. All right. For everyone, we are dut.
Out.
Out.
Kilele.